really want to get into the hub and spoke model of like how you're thinking, how you're thinking about that. But first, I want to dive into the property management side because it seems like you were living the dream that every property management business owner is looking for. And then you're like, you know what? Let's just shake it all up and throw it out and jump back into starting another company, which as a
Yes.
fellow entrepreneur, I totally understand, but it also seems insane. And it might
Yeah.
be a little bit of both because I think to be in the line of work that we're in, you got to be a little bit crazy in a great
Yeah.
way.
That's
So let's
agree.
let's start with the property management business. What got you into it? Why? And tell me about just getting your start.
Sure. So my husband and I started that business really at the very end of 2015. So I say 2014 is when we were kind of officially up and running. The why behind it, we were both involved in real estate. We had lived in more of like a seasonal area. We lived in Naples, Florida. That's actually where we met. And it was in the middle of a recession. Anyone who remembers will know that any areas like that where it's like a secondary market, a second home market, tanked really quickly and really hard. And so it just kind of coincided with our licensing and us trying to get into real estate. So fortunately, we relocated to the Midwest, which from that point forward has been a lot more stabilized. But a part of that was also that it was right for investment. Interest rates are really low. Everyone kind of remembers what happened. So, all that to say that we found ourselves working with a lot of investors. It wasn't necessarily intentional. That's just who was flooding our market, specifically out of state investors. Price points were low, interest rates were low, and that's who was buying. And so, kind of as a byproduct of that, I guess because we are entrepreneurial, we did work with rentals. The brokerage we were with at the time specialized in rentals, helping owners rent out their condos that essentially were not selling, is how it started. And we kind of saw a gap there between okay, we get it rented, and then we're kind of like, good luck to this person who never really anticipated being an investor or a landlord. And now they're getting calling regardless. Kind of you're the de facto property manager, whether you intend to be or not, too, if you're the realtor who assisted with at least getting it rented or them acquiring the property. So we kind of saw that gap with little property, really none. I say little is probably too gracious. Zero property management experience, just as real recognizing there was a need there. And we decided to start our own brokerage and to start a property management arm off of that to kind of appease the investors that we were working with. So that's kind of our villain origin story and kind of where it all started, where we kind of dove headfirst into what is property management, what should we take care of, what shouldn't we take care of, and kind of have been learning since then.
Welcome back to The Loop, your weekly dose of all things property management. I'm your host, Colin Stewart, and each week we're going to dive into the latest trends, strategies, and stories shaping the property management world. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we're here to provide insights, expert interviews, and practical tips to help you navigate the ever-evolving landscape of property management.